being here, and I'm sorry that we're having a little bit of technical issue, but we should be able to get that resolved eventually. But at least this is my first video chat with members, so this is all new to me as well.
It's amazing now what we
We're
can
very
do.
important. We're the first.
You are. Jen, so you do this often, I heard.
I do it at least once a week with my 5 kids, so it's wonderful. I get to see everybody.
Well, I'm going to have to start practicing more.
Yeah, I would not know how to do it. They do it, and then they tell me what to do. It's the only time they were allowed to tell me what to do.
Oh, I like that. Well, I don't know if either of you had a minute to look at the link that I sent you that I did with Jenny the other day.
I watched it. Yeah.
It didn't work on my phone.
Jenny, you did such a great job the other day.
I know. She should be on television. She was really good.
So everything that we talk about is very conversational, and I thank you guys. The reason why I started with Jenny is because I've been talking to Jenny, I feel like, for 2 years now.
Right.
I know for 2 years now. And she's always so excited about coming to the lodge. I know we all wanted to be open yesterday. But in my conversation with her, I thought, well, why not go ahead and expand that to talk a little bit about our friend and family referral program. And honestly, the program that we rolled out is because of this type of relationship that the 3 of you have. So we thought we'd put a little name to it to get others to start thinking that way as well. But my first question to Jenny is, when did you first start sharing this information with Pat? I think it just kind of happened organically, if I'm right.
Yeah, it's really been a long time that I had you send her the packet.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was sort of right away.
It was probably a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
It was.
No.
And then not too long ago, before you signed on, Pat, Jenny and I spoke again, and I had just said, Jenny, I just wanted to check in on Pat because I knew you, I think you might have been in Florida. I don't know. You guys all have great social lives, so I can't.
Not anymore, not with this virus.
I know. But Jenny was nice enough to say, just let's get her another package out, and we did. And I sent floor plan, and maybe Pat, you could talk about what happened then, like once you got that package a few months ago, how that maybe prompted you to start to think about coming in to talk about it more and to see what the floor plan looked like.
You talking to me? I just started thinking about it because of my own position in my community, where most of my friends had really gone to retirement homes, and I lived in a location where there's nobody around me that I know, and there's no place to walk particularly. So I was a little bit isolated with the few people that were left in the community that I dealt with. And when you live in the retirement homes in Wilmington, most of them have a social life right there. And I like to be sociable. I like to get out, and I like to do things and go places. So when you're limited by how many friends you have that can do that at my age, then it makes you think about other things. Plus, my health situation is concerning my eyes, and I have macular degeneration, which means that eventually I won't be able to drive. I can't drive at night now, and so I'd be even more isolated in my community if I couldn't drive.
Exactly.
Because I couldn't get in my car and go someplace if I'm lonely. So moving into the homestead, the lodge, meant that there were people around and there were places to go in the building to be friendly with other people and have things to do. And people to eat with and people to play bridge with, and making new friends was just important to me, as well as my eyes.
Mhm.
And so and then I had my buddy Genny, who was already there. So Genny and I have always seen each other, and we've gone on vacations together. When her husband was alive, we went to Las Vegas.
Wow.
And we've just done fun things. So she's a fun person to be with, and
I can
just
see that.
a real nice person to be with. So I'm just looking forward to it. When can I move in?
$1 million question.
Because that's the question now, and that makes me lose sleep, because when you have lived in a house a long time, you have a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and I want to get rid of the stuff so that I can think about what I'm bringing when I'm taking to my apartment, because I'm looking forward to sitting out on that deck too and watching the world go by.
A good feeling.
I see a lot sitting on my deck, but maybe somebody else, like Genny, maybe she wants to look at the pond. I want to look at the traffic. I'm kind of a city girl, and I like where the lodge is, because I think if I'm still able to walk, I've got the stores around and the drugstore. So wind it up.
Oh, no, that was actually great. I was glad to hear all that. And I love that neighborhood, because already just working in the office down there, I walk the neighborhood. Sometimes I walk the Fresh Market, even though,
Yeah.
I shouldn't, but I do.
That's what I was thinking this morning, at just walking the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I know Genny walks her neighborhood, and she can be a buddy to walk, I know. But there'll probably be lots of other people too.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm looking forward to.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. So, Genny, did you have anything else you wanted to add in as far as your excitement to be with everybody and to be at the lodge?
No, I just wish we could get it going.
I know. Well, as we are talking today, the contractors are working. So every day that they're out there, Suzette and I are so happy to say that we're closer to staying on track. So right now we have every reason to believe that we're still on track for sometime in May. I don't know if it'll be early, mid, or late, but we are still tracking that way. So we'll see how that goes with this whole virus thing.
Well, I hope that's so, because I really want Jan to be able to move in.
I know, me too.
Love being
So,
with her, and she's one of my bridge buddies
I'll come play.
and eating buddies.
I love it. I can't.
Mine too.
Jenny's always ready to go out to dinner.
Oh, and have a drink, Pat, and have a drink.
Right. Hey, wait a minute. Mom asked me if I wanted to have some wine last night, so maybe she'll start drinking with you guys.
Oh, I hope
Yes.
so. That's the
Have a
one.
little bit in Florida.
Right.
Yeah, I did.
That's the one thing with being here by myself. I will not drink when I'm here alone. And I went out and bought wine because I was going to a friend's, supposed to go to a friend's, but now it's all been kibosh. But I've got like 12 or 15 bottles of wine, and I look at them every night and think, well, just take a sip. And I think, no, not until someone else is in the house.
That's a good philosophy. And I think also, Pat,
You're really missing out because I'm drinking every night. Just one glass, that's all.
oh, well, also, Pat, we'll have non-alcoholic options too, remember. So we'll whatever you want to do, we'll set you up.
I'm used to the water.
Is there any specific amenity or service outside of the pub? I got that memo.
Loud and clear.
Any amenities that you're looking forward to, in particular?
Well, I love to eat, so
The
that's
restaurant, yes.
something that I look forward to.
How
shall
about
I
how
say
about the,
critiquing?
how
But
about the movies?
The movies.
you have some good movies because I don't like what's in town most of the time.
Yeah, you'll get to select from a
But
lot of different.
also, I think that we're close enough to Midway that with the car service or with Genny driving,
There you go, Jenny. They're signing you up already.
you can get to anything. I think Rehoboth has so much to offer because it is a small enough community that you can walk around, we can ride in town and walk the boardwalk. That's a love of mine, that I'm that close, that I have all these things to do. I'm not living out in the country someplace. And that's why the lodge appeals to me.
Yes.
Mhm.
Not out in the country.
That's what I love about the lodge too, is the location's perfect. You're right in Rehoboth, but it's nestled behind things so that you're not right on Route 1. So
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Well, I want to relieve Anne of her duty of holding up the phone. So, Jenny, do you have any other things that you would like to talk about before you go?
Not really.
Just that you're so looking forward to partying it up and doing a lot of fun things.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to just let you know that I'm super excited. I have known you for a while, and I'm really getting to know Pat better and better. And eventually I'll get to know Jan as well, because we had a great time touring her. So I wanted to thank Genny personally for bringing you guys on board.
The Three Musketeers.
Yes, I love that.
We definitely are.
All right.
Very-
Well, Jenny, I will make sure you get a copy of all this. So we'll let you go, but I'll call you later today.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Nice
you.
talking with all of you.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.
We'll eventually get her hooked up to Zoom so we can do a happy hour with her. So, well, good. So going back, and again, these are some of the questions that I asked Jenny on our call, but I was wondering what drew you to the community. So for instance, Pat, like even though you knew Jenny was coming, was there anything in particular that, set us apart from some of the places in Wilmington that you might have known about?
Well, are you talking to me?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Did you hear her? Yeah. I thought she was talking to Jan.
It's hard sometimes for mom to hear.
Oh, and I forgot that. I'm sorry.
Wilmington, I know, I mean, that's where all my friends live. One Stonewall is where most of my friends, Stone Gates.
Yes.
Anyway, Stone Gates is a community of most of my friends, but I find that it's cliquey, and as every place is.
Well,
And,
actually,
and you sit at large tables, like, you can sit at any size table, but if I went in there by myself, I might feel very alone. And I don't know whether I'll feel that way at the lodge or not.
I would highly doubt that you would feel like that at the lodge, because one thing I can share is having opened a community before, when you're the pioneers and you're all moving in together like you are now, and you have such a network of friends already to start, you will all of you, we're going to open this community hopefully with almost half the apartments filled. So the idea is that you'll all start together. So that really helps to not have that cliquey feel, because
It's like
Right.
moving into a community that's new. You get,
yeah,
Right, right.
Yep, everybody's new at it, and
they're just new friends. I mean, it'll be nice to have new friends. And I just feel that it's just a bright spot in my life to make this change.
oh, I'm happy to hear that.
And I want it to happen, and maybe it'll really be nice because it'll be sunny and bright when we move in.
That's
Yes.
right.
If it's June, maybe, that'll be nice. No, the places in Wilmington, they're very, very large, of course.
Yeah.
And well, one thing is that it's nice to be able to rent instead of buy.
Oh, I love that. Yep.
I like that option. I think
Yeah, that's what I
smart.
really like, because if you're not happy with it, you're not stuck with it.
right.
You just rented it for the year.
That's right.
But I don't plan on that, because I'm going to love it.
I know you're going to love it. Jan, you probably,
Jan, and I'm going to love Jenny.
yeah, you probably could talk to that too, because I think that's why you like it, is that it's close to your existing home and
Right.
you can rent.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. We
Exactly.
don't need to buy into another community, is the way I feel about it. I mean, I don't need 3 places.
I know.
And, and I won't have that responsibility in the rental place. Everything will be kind of taken care of.
Taken care of. You need a
Yeah.
light bulb changed. I'm sure there's
And-
somebody there.
And you feel
Absolutely.
safer.
Mhm.
Not that I don't feel safe, but it's just having people around. If something happens, they're next door. Or
Exactly.
they're down the hall, or or if you're sad, you can go visit your neighbor so easily because you walk down the hall with them.
It's so true. And, honestly, that's what I think too with a community, especially that it's a standalone independent living. I'm super excited about that because you get the best of both worlds. You get to continue on your lifestyle just like you are now. You get to
Right.
do new things. But you have a staff there that if you need something, or you need us to get a hold of your daughter, or you need something in that moment, we're all there for you. We're all a big part of this family, and it really does come together like that. And I'm super excited to see how it all comes out with being a standalone independent living for all of you, because you're all so up with the time, then you're engaged and you're very active, and I think that's our whole purpose, is to keep you that way, and we want you to have that.
That's a really good outlook. That that makes you feel young, even though we're not young. But I feel that
You're
it's-
young, Jan.
Yeah, right. It's
You
almost
are young, Jan.
yeah, right. It's almost like
I'm the
heading
old
off to,
lady in the group.
going off to college and meeting all new friends, and I think it's going to be fun. I don't really plan on being there as much as Pat and Jenny, only because when my family is in town, then I will be back over in Henlopen.
Sure.
That's this to me is saving me from sitting in my house when nobody's there, sitting in my house feeling bad for myself, because I like Pat, I have macular degeneration and I'm not driving at night. And I thought about getting a driver, but then when Pat is the one that really talked me into it, I thought, no, I don't really need this. But then I thought, okay, I go over there, I play cards, whatever day, then I go to the club probably to play trivia. Then I come back and I'm only, a 1/10 of a mile from my house. So I don't have to worry about crossing the highway or having a driver or any of that stuff. So,
Exactly. Yes. You
I
have the
think-
best of all worlds.
yeah, I feel that way. And, first I thought, no. And then I thought, you know what? It's like going to a hotel for a night for me, because I'm not going to be there 24/7. But I
she's
probably
gonna like it so much. She's gonna be there more often.
That's our goal, is to get her to.
that's what I'm thinking. But I love where I am in Henlopen, and I think I don't want to I'm not giving that up. But I probably will end up spending more time over there. Like the month of June, for sure, nobody comes to Henlopen, and then the month of September. So I know those 2 months, when I'm counting summertime, I definitely would be there.
That's
then
great.
But I think it's going to be a good time. I really do.
Now you each, it was fun to meet you each separately at separate times. And I know with Pat, I think you toured with Suzette originally for your 2-bedroom, but I know you both chose your apartment for different reasons. I wanted to ask Pat, how are you working to get downsized to decide what you're going to bring to your apartment? Maybe Anne could help with that question.
I changed my mind.
She's not downsizing. She's having a virus.
Yeah, we have a problem. But I do change my mind about what I'm going to bring all the time. But, you know, I do have this house here, so.
That's right. We gave you too much time on your hands.
I kind of am loading up this house with things like Christmas decorations, you know, stuff that that was another question that I forgot to ask. Is there any storage in the basement of the
In this location, we do not have a storage area, but we'll be working with any storage unit that you want to use in Rehoboth, but we have a relationship with one that's not even a half a mile up the road, and we'll have transportation to it, and you can get a very small one for seasonal things if you need it. So I know you both have your houses, you know, close by that you may not need that, but if you do, the lady, I can give you the information at Secure Storage Rehoboth. It's oh, I won't try to mess it up, but I'll give you the information, and she gives you 10% off as a client. And we'll have transportation over to it frequently so that if you needed to get it, you can go over and get your stuff.
What made me think of that was that my friend is moving in to Stonegates whenever she, you know, in the any day, whenever
we won't mention names.
Right.
She does have a storage area in the basement there, so that's what made me think of this place. And I thought, how can they have that much storage space? I mean, well, I guess it's a big building.
And you have you have a nice closet for storage in the front, right when you come in.
A closet for storage. I don't have enough closets to put my belongings in.
I won't even go there, Anne.
Patricia, you are going to have to weed out.
I'm going to fill one of the closets with just coats.
Okay, there we go. And what about, are you working?
2 closets.
And did I hear you? Did I hear you're working with a designer too, like trying to decide what to do?
I just bought things a couple years ago from her for my house here.
Yeah.
And I like her, and so I asked her if she would come over and look at it with me and help me, because I needed some furniture that I don't have, like a round table for eating and playing cards. And
yep.
And you know, I need to get some things redone and buy something that will hold a lot of we'll have a lot of drawers to hold a lot of stuff besides the TV.
Patricia, you have to weed out. You have to weed out, honey.
Oh, don't you talk to me about weeding out, Jan.
I know it's a universal issue that comes up for all of our members that I've spoken to, and a lot of them will either be working with a designer or a move manager. So it's good to hear that you're at least thinking it all through right now while we have the time.
They're looking at the designers.
Well,
and me.
I will say, Pat, I was at your house in Wilmington and it was absolutely gorgeous. So I have no doubt that it will, your apartment here will be just as gorgeous.
You're nice to say that. Thank you.
Oh, and all those Christmas decorations were so pretty. So you will have to bring them with you.
They're already here in the attic.
Good.
I put them all in.
We had shelves. We have shelves built in the attic so far in the last couple months.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, my final question to you would be if you have any message for those out there that might be, I have many, many people that are very close to making decisions, but they're just not sure. Is there any advice that you can offer to them in how you made that decision and what might help them to, see that this is worth considering?
I think the
Oh.
activities that are going to be offered, you said there's going to be movies, the little bar areas where we can meet people, sitting with other people for dinner, basically being with other people. Our age bracket, as Pat said, our friends are diminishing, and being able to just meet new people. And it sounds like this is the place to be.
Sociability for old people, but they're not old people. 55 and over.
Right.
I think that's one of the things that I educate on every day is people will say to me, well, I'm not ready yet, and I say, why, what does ready mean? Because it's not based on age. It's about it's about trying to get into a community where you can still do all the things you want to do and you have less to worry about. No house maintenance.
You got it. That's why you have that job.
I mean, I actually love what I love what I do because I think, and Kate knows this because she's been in the industry probably longer than I have, even though she's younger, since her parents have, been doing this forever. But the reason I love what I do is because when I see you at the lodge 6 months in and you're so happy and you're in the pub or at the outside bar, and I'm going to say, this is the moment that I was waiting for.
How true. How true.
And I've done it with all my residents, and they say, oh, I'm not sure about this. And then at the summit where I used to work, I have ladies that still call me and say, I'm so happy that I did this, 5 years ago. So that's my hope, is that I'll get to have that opportunity to say, I'm so glad that you are happy and that you did this. So
I think that will happen.
thank you. Well, thank you.
I think it's nice to be in adult independent living because you have an events coordinator, I think.
We
right?
do. Did you see the video of her yet?
No.
Our new program director, coordinator.
No. But I hope she has some wonderful ideas, because I do hear a lot of things about what's going on at Stone Gates and Methodist Country House, and Cokesbury and Wilmington, and the programs are. That's when I wish I were there to participate in those things that they have there, and that it takes an imaginative person to come up with some of those things. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens at the lodge. Not right away because it's summertime, but when we get to the winter doldrums.
Right. You'll be playing bridge 5 days a week.
And she's actually working already. We hired her, and she, as we speak, in the mail, you will be getting a survey to just the first survey that she's sending out to see what things are of important to all of you, each of you, and that will help her with starting the whole idea of putting together a preliminary schedule. And then as everybody moves in, we'll even tweak that more and more as we get the interest and get to meet everybody. But she is full of energy. Her name is Barbara, and you will love her.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Great. That's good news.
Yep.
So she's on board already. As they say, on board.
She really is.
Perfect.
And we want to make sure that Jan gets on board.
Yeah, don't go anywhere on me.
She's down there in Palm Beach enjoying that nice sunny weather, hot weather.
I'm sitting outside and it's absolutely beautiful, but I'm locked down. So that's not so beautiful. Jan does
Right.
not like being locked down at all.
Mhm. I think that's going to be the motto at the lodge. She's going to go, go, go.
Yes, yes. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. And it was nice talking with everybody. This was a good idea.
Thank you. I want to thank you both for taking time out of your day and also your patience. And thank you, Anne, back there for the Zoom suggestion, since we were really having some trouble with the other app.
No problem.
But I am so looking forward to spending time with you guys, and I know patience is definitely a virtue. So just stay a believer. This will get done, and it will get done soon.
Very good. Thank you.